It's so many birthdays, not too many birthdays. Always has been. I know, that's some Mandela effect shit. I remember that being a topic of argument all the way back when I made Crystal Sins. Also, this is one of my least watched episodes overall of this show. I swear to God, the last time I watched this was back when I made Crystal Sins, so I might gloss over some details here and there. Maybe I should explain what that is for the couple thousand new people. Crystal Sins was a series I made over 9 years ago where I'd critique Steven Universe episodes in the CinemaSins format. It sucks, don't watch it. I mean, you can, but I don't recommend it. It's something I look back at in shame.
What manner of magical alloy is this?
At what point does this show stop referring to gem stuff as magic? I don't think it ever does, technically, but it does definitely slow down at a certain point when more gem stuff is revealed. It's magic, though. What else could it be? Technology far past our human intellect? Doubt it. Takes one to know one.
It's the tuna burrito from Aqua Mexican.
This is the first time that this show names a place other than Beach City. Aqua Mexico is the equivalent to Mexico, but that means the restaurant is basically named Mexican. I guess you'd know what you're getting there. Is there anything noteworthy in Amethyst's room this time? Not in these shots, but in this one there's a Lion Liquors freezer and a mug that says #1 gem. Deserved, I'll give her that.
Much older than any human.
Does that mean you'll live forever?
No, we don't age, but we can still get hurt and die.
What are the rules on whether they can talk about death in this show? There's no consistency. Pearl says it so casually, and I know they mentioned getting killed in earlier episodes, but just as many episodes, they have to tiptoe around the subject. At pivotal moments, too, they have to use phrasing that just sounds unnatural and takes you out of the story. Amethyst gets food poisoning, which makes no sense unless she shapeshifted a fucking immune system to go with her stomach.
We don't really celebrate birthdays.
Why not?
It's not our way.
This is the same answer you'd get from almost anyone over 21. Once you're that old, you've hit all the milestones until you're like 50 or 60.
With all the candy, cake, and ice cream you've been denied.
I really appreciate that this show cuts away whenever they do a puke joke. Certain other shows have puke on screen and it's fucking disgusting. Some people like gross out humor, but that's not me. Where do they get this ornate antique chair? I guess the obvious answer is from Amethyst's room, we were just there.
It might as well be your birthday, so why don't we have a party?
This is the worst song in the series. Well, worst song in season 1. Well, worst song in this half of season 1. Well,
even if your age isn't real and your body's an illusion.
This is a really weird place to reveal this kind of lore, and through Steven of all characters. I thought the purpose of the Steven's point of view rule was to explain this kind of stuff to Steven and the viewers at the same time. Lion was absent for the past couple episodes, and for a lot of the series, he just kind of comes and goes whenever the plot needs him. I gotta wonder where he goes, the same way I wonder where the gems go when they leave for no explained reason. I know Lion can also teleport, so he could be going literally anywhere. Amethyst is putting a lot of power into these swings, and Garnet is just tanking it. It's not that gems can't feel pain, they can. Garnet is just that stoic. That's one of Greg's tank tops, and those are his sandals. It seems pretty obvious, but I never put that together until recently.
I wrote some jokes. Why did Pearl throw butter out the window?
You did what?
This scene really gets on my nerves because Pearl and Amethyst seem really out of character. They're written like goddamn robots with no conversation skills. Steven even said it was a joke and Pearl gets bent out of shape. It pisses me off, unreasonably so.
Do you like pie?
I do like pie.
And this, Pearl doesn't like any food. It's like whoever wrote this scene never read up on the characters they were writing for. And then at some point, someone on the crew tried to handwave it away by saying that she likes to bake pies but not eat them. The crew has a habit of doing that. They try to explain errors after the fact. Oh, it's not an error. It actually makes sense because XYZ.
It's funny!
I'm kind of disappointed that Pearl's implied fear of clowns was never brought up again. Shame.
I think this is why aging makes humans die.
That's racist. Wait, I said that 8 years ago.
What if birthdays are just for little kids? What if even I'm too old?
This episode is a real fucking downer. Now I remember why I don't come back to it as much as the other ones. Especially this whole scene, it just resonates sadness. Just listen to this dialogue.
Are you okay?
I just need to think. Kazoo Racer suddenly seems undignified.
This aging power comes up one other time in the whole series, but it has some interesting implications. Can Steven die of old age? Can he just keep reversing his age once he gets too old? So many interesting scenarios the show never chooses to explore.
It's whacking time.
Get down, he has a fucking gun!
That was fun, but a boy on the cusp of manhood can't spend the whole day whackering.
Yeah, I mean... This is really nitpicky, but this background is unfinished on this side. Only the S in yes is drawn. The glaringly obvious shirt shop is not the same as the one that Steven just came from. I don't think that shirt shop is the focus of anything in this series, ever. I'm okay with that. Later, the townie episodes get pretty grating, and the last thing the show needed was a season 5 episode where the shirt shop was going out of business or something fucking stupid like that.
I've had a lot of time to think today, and sometimes you gotta smarten up. Act like an adult.
Old, bald Steven in this scene only makes me think of that weird short guy who went viral for shouting at a busker in New York. Yeah, you know the one. Who do you think you are? You have no talent!
Steven Quartz Universe!
This is the first time we hear Steven's middle name is Quartz. I have nothing to say about that. Holy shit, this is one of the best animated reflections I've ever seen. I know I haven't done the best animation in each episode leading up to this, but most episodes didn't have anything that stood out this much. Animating a reflection is hard, and this is really impressive. What's wrong with your face? Jesus.
The king costume. Will you help me into my birthday suit?
First a joke about whackering off, and now a joke about sexual harassment of retail workers? How did this episode ever make it onto Cartoon Network? That stop sign is fucking tall. It took me a second to realize that these aren't shorts, these are regular kid-sized pants on adult Steven. Probably stretched to hell. But I have no idea how these flip-flops still fit. Just a reminder that Lion is a fucking behemoth of a cat, like 3 times the size of a real lion. He can just pick up adult Steven and run with him, no problem.
You don't have to keep wearing that stuff.
It makes me feel important.
I like Garnet. I think a lot of the previous videos made people think I don't like her, but I really do. When she actually gets characterization, even stuff like this, it makes me enjoy her more.
Gems can't die from aging, but he's half human.
It's jarring to hear a line like this. It's kind of a reminder that we're still in season 1 and there could be new viewers joining in that don't know the premise of the show. So spelling it out like this is immersion breaking but necessary, like tutorials in video games.
We had a good run, huh?
Does this count as body horror? The idea of aging rapidly is fucked. I think it counts. That makes this scene almost a carbon copy of the climax to Cat Fingers, but that episode did it way better. This episode came out in 2014, and Fortnite added their iconic llamas in 2018. Just saying. Pearl reminds me of Double D for some reason. It has something to do with the shorts and the way she has her shoulders. I don't know. Lion should be trying to rip Garnet's throat out right now, right? Isn't that his whole thing, being Steven's protector and all that?
I thought violence would be the answer.
No, we already did that in Arcade Mania.
I think your gem is reacting to your state of mind.
Pearl just answered every fucking question about Steven's magic that you could ever think of asking for the rest of the series. Every one of Steven's powers has something to do with his mind or his emotions. That's like 90% of the conflict in this show.
But I wasted your time. We all have such little time.
I don't know where they found a voice actor like Zach Callison. For a child voice actor, this is fantastic, being able to switch ages like this. It doesn't stay this good. Once his voice changes more after season 1, the little kid voice sounds more and more forced. This episode overall is one of my least favorites of season 1. It's not fun, that's the main thing the show has at this point. Even the most underwhelming episodes of season 1 have something fun going on. Together Breakfast comes to mind. This episode, Steven awkwardly throws birthday parties for the gems, which just end up being depressing, and then he learns about a new power that he only uses one other time throughout the whole series. I also don't like when stories use the theme of not trying to rush into adulthood and you should enjoy being a kid. It's been done to death. There isn't anything new you can really do with that premise. I also don't like the rhetoric that getting old is depressing and you have to leave all the fun things behind. People who don't have fun in adulthood just don't have hobbies or friends. That's the truly sad people here, the writers. If you enjoy these videos and you want to see the next episode a week in advance, you can join my Patreon for just a couple bucks. The link is in the description. Shoutouts to my journeyman patrons Fiore Army, Michaela Bergen, and Scala LD. Next episode is Lars and the Cool Kids. I'm actually a big fan of that episode.